There goes a sight, there goes a sight.
Alright, so here's what I have detrimmed so far. I got the caliper off. I could probably take the rotor off for now, just haven't done it yet. But I just gotta take these little sleeves off that's holding it on. Let's see. I got all the hardware off, all the nuts off the upper, lower control arm, and then the tie rod end. I disconnected the sway bar link. I undid the wheel speed sensor. Pretty much all that's left is to start using the hammers and breaking everything loose. This is going to be a last resort, this is going to be a last resort if I can't get them to separate, and I just got to back off this nut a little bit the rest of the way, and everything should be coming apart pretty soon. Then new spindle goes on. Easy as that. Just swap the old hub to the new one, and we'll be ready to go. Alright, it took some muscle work, but there it is. Got the old spindle off. Wasn't too hard. Now I'm just ready to really just back off these bolts and then just put the new spindle on, and it's ready to go back together. Easy as that. And then I'm going to swap out the shocks while I'm in here. So easy as pie, no problem at all. Okay, real quick before the lawn care people get here and make all the noise, if you're doing this on an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive system, this upper ball joint stud is going to hit your half shaft. What the kit says, you have to trim 3/8 to 1/2 inch of the portion of the upper control arm ball joint, the lower part. So you need to trim this piece in order to clear your half shaft. And then show you a picture here, if I can find it again. 8, see, look, they're trimming the lower half of the upper ball joint, and then 12, and it's gotta be like that. So that's how much clearance you gotta have. I'm gonna start taking off little by little, and probably start with like just the tip of it. That's what she said. And then go from there, and then see if I have enough space once it's fully collapsed and when it's fully bolted in. So here comes the death wheel. And guys, remember, this is why you wear a face shield, because it'll catch wrong, or it'll be slightly broken and it'll shatter into a million pieces. Luckily I wasn't in the way and it didn't hit me anywhere that it would do some damage, but I still had to cut a little bit more, and because this ball joint moves a little bit, it just caught in the wrong spot and it just shattered my disc. So be smart, wear a face shield, safety glasses, all that good stuff. Okay, so update so far, I got the drop spindles put in, and I kind of started putting it together, but then I realized I forgot to put the new rotor on. I got some power stop drilled and soldered rotors with some performance pads, and then what I was going to do is I was trying to get actually a rose gold paint to do the face of the rotors, the calipers, and then the emblems I was going to do in rose gold. But the emblems, or the emblems I was going to put on the side, I would have no problem finding rose gold for that. However, it's hard to find a high temperature rose gold paint, that would match the emblems. And some people told me to do base coat, clear coat, but since I don't have enough time, I didn't want to go ahead and take the process to do all of that. So this is kind of ghetto, but they're being painted gold, unfortunately. I think it'll look good. At least it'll be better than stock. And I'll probably do, I don't know if I'll do the emblems in the rose gold, because then I'll, I don't know if I'll do the emblems in the gold, because then I'll have to, I guess, sand it off and then do it in the rose gold if I ever end up going with rose gold. She might like the gold either way, but what I want to do is I'll probably just do this ghetto paint job for now on the stock caliper, and then see if I can get some a big brake kit from either like there's a company called Rolloforce that I was looking at, and either them or Bear, but I don't know if Bear has a like a rose gold or a gold color like this. So more than likely I'm gonna go with Rolloforce. I've already tried contacting them. I think they said they do make a kit for the four-wheel drive Denali's, or all-wheel drive as this one is, but I think they're like $1,600 for just the front end, or like $2 grand or something like that. So I'll be looking at like $4,000 almost for full brakes. So I think I'll wait for a full brake kit until I start getting into the performance side of the build, but for now they'll be gold. It's just the first coat, but it's coming along. I think it'll look good once the wheels are on. I wanted to be something different other than just factory looking in there, but it's kind of ghetto, but we'll see how it looks once it dries. But that's all I have so far right now. Just drop spindles in. It took me a while because of trying to get everything to sit in at the right place, and then trying to get the nuts on the ball joints to tighten up. That's done, and then I think next, maybe once this is drying, I'll go ahead and start in the back and start tearing that apart. All this back there really is going to be a lot easier. All it is drop springs and new shocks. However, these shocks, this Denali has what is, I think it's called ride control. It's pretty much just like air shocks, but I got new Belltech sport shocks, and then I have a harness that actually you have to cut that wire on all four sensors, and then you replace it with a resistor, and then all you got to do is take the fuse out for the compressor, because this thing has a compressor for all the four shocks. And then what that does is that'll eliminate you from having a check engine light. That way I can pass inspection on this thing. So yeah, I think while the coats are drying on the front end, I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing the rear end down, and doing the springs and the shocks in that. And then I'm pretty sure by then the front end will be dry enough to where I can work around them and do the shocks on the front side. Probably do the sway bar too. And then once that's done, as you can see, it's raining, so I'm gonna have to wait either when it stops raining or till tomorrow when it stops raining, or maybe see if I can paint them in here somewhere, but I don't want to because I don't want to get the overspray all over the car. But I need to spray paint the caliper, or the rotors, the face of the rotors too. So yeah, I think we'll jump onto the back. The back is pretty simple. I don't know if I want to film it, but if I do, I'll do it again like I did with the front, and I'll just time lapse it because it's pretty straightforward. So I guess, yeah, I'll get onto the back side now. Okay, so I forgot to set up my camera to do my time lapse, but so far all I got in was the drop shocks and then the springs. That's pretty much simple in the back, and then the other thing I got to change is the new sway bar from Belltech also. So it was pretty straightforward, just dropping everything, disconnect, make sure you disconnect, if you have this air shock, disconnect the air shocks. You need to disconnect these ride height sensors if you have the air shocks. Disconnect the 13mm bolt that holds the brake lines in the center of the axle, so it doesn't stretch the brake lines. and then disconnect these from right here whenever you go to drop it. That way it doesn't stretch this wheel speed sensor out either. And after you disconnect all that, you just drop it and take out the old springs, replace them with the drop springs, put in your shock extenders, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, all I got to do left is to do the sway bars in the back. I got the calipers in the front painted. Those are pretty much almost dry. They're ready to start, take the tape off so I can get to the shock, do the shock in there. After I do the shock, I need to start painting the calipers back here. And then I think I'm going to take the new rotors to the back and get those prepped and painted. And after I get that done, I think that should be all for today. Let's see, that's pretty much all the suspension stuff that I was going to do. If I have enough time, I'll probably just like spray paint some of this stuff up in here, like the frame and stuff, just to make it look nice. I need to go get undercoating. I need to undercoat the inside of the fender before I put the liner on. And really, that should be just about everything for today. Let's see, tomorrow, like I said, I can't put the wheels on because of the drop spindles. The lower spindle, the front spindles won't clear the 16-inch wheels because it dropped 2 inches. So Monday, supposedly my wheels should be coming in. So it's gonna stay up on jack stands for now. So tomorrow I'll probably do the door speakers, the head unit, and the gauge cluster, and start putting together the door panels. Like I said, I gotta wait till I get the switchbacks and the LEDs. Well, not the switchbacks, but all the LEDs for the park lamps and all that. I gotta wait for that to come in so before I can put the headlights and taillights in. What else? I don't even remember what else I got. I want to say that's it. And then the grill, like I said, I won't put that on until I get the new the new billet grill, so I can customize it to fit the grill that I made, the custom made. Yeah, so I think if I'm far enough ahead, if I'm waiting for parts, I think what I'll do is like I'll paint the like this plastic trim, and then the plastic on the mirrors. Like I said, I'm gonna paint the wiper in the back, the little plastic trim that goes on the liftgate, just to make it look nice. And that's really just about it. I mean, there's not that much left. It takes a lot of work. I've been working on the suspension for a couple hours now, and I would say I'm halfway there, since I still got to paint like I said, the rear calipers, the rotors, and then do the front shocks and the sway bars. So I'll have to do that next. Like I said, I don't know if I'll do time lapse because I'm just trying to focus on getting it done make sure I got everything done before she comes back, because I don't have that many days left. So yeah, we'll see how much I get done today. All right, so here is the comparison with the rear sway bar versus the new Belltech rear sway bar. It's pretty simple. You just gotta make sure you use the grease, put it in the little bushing, slide it into where it's supposed to be. Comes with the new hardware. The only thing you gotta reuse is the actual link itself, but I don't think it'll be a problem with the drop kit that I have, but I guess we'll see when we put it in. All right, so I just finished putting it in, the sway bar in, and I can officially say, suspension wise, I am done with the rear. Like I said, it was pretty easy just to drop shocks, extenders, the sway bar, and then the drop springs. You can see it up in there. Now all that's left is to take off the rear drum. I might just leave it on and then just tape it off, because all I need to do is paint the caliper. So painting the caliper for the rear next. The front is done. The caliper in the front is done drying, and now I can go ahead and start prepping the front to do the shock in this front sway bar. And then I should be able to, it's cleared up enough, I don't know if you can see, it's cleared up enough outside to where I think I can take the rotors to the backyard and spray paint them back there. So that, like I said, I don't want to get a lot of overspray on the freshly painted Yukon. So halfway there. Tired. My brother just left. He went to go get lunch, or at least dinner, because I haven't eaten all day. Alright guys, so there are my rotors from Power Stop. The face, just the face is spray painted gold. And then, I don't know if you can see it back here from the light, but got the calipers all painted too. That one's ready to go. As soon as the drum's dry, I can put the ones in the back and get the rear end put together. And then the fronts should be dry. I should be able to start putting those together. But like I said, I still got to replace the shock and do the Belltech shock, and then the sway bar for the front end. And then once that's done, put the rotors on the front end, put the rotors on. By then the back should be dry and should be ready to go. Put the rotors on, and then I should be done for the day, because I am wore out, I'm tired. And then tomorrow I'll pick it back up, and like I said, I'll do tomorrow the I think I'll work on the interior. Put the door speakers in, put the door panels back together, the dash bezel, and then the radio. And then I think during the week is when I'll start putting everything else together. If I have enough time today, I'll go get some undercoating for the fenders before I put everything back in there. And oh, I also got to put those resistors in the for the shocks. So I got to do that. I might do that tomorrow too. So yeah, let's getting ready. I'm gonna finish up putting this stuff together, and I'll see how far I can get before I run out of daylight, so you guys can see. Alright, so it's the next day. I want to get ahead and finish all the suspension work. I got the rotors on with the calipers, and then I already put the these I guess they're like resistors, because of I had the Tech, the air ride suspension. Got all the 4 sensors put in, because I have front electronic front and rear sensors. The sway bar, front sway bar is in. I think I already showed you yesterday, but the rear sway bar is in. Rear sway bar, the new springs inside, which you probably can't see. The shocks back here, and then the new sensors are on the inside. And then there's the rear drums and brakes. That'll do for now until maybe I can get some big brake kits. But that's it. That's all my suspension work. I think now I'm gonna start moving into the interior, put the door speakers on, put the door panels back on, and then probably work on the radio. And then that'll probably be all that I work on today. If I have enough time, if I have enough energy left, I might put the door panels back together or not. I'll leave that for the week. Because hopefully tomorrow, my guy said that tomorrow my wheels should be coming in. Hopefully they do, because I really need to see how low it's going to be, because the front of this has got torsion bars, so I should be able to still adjust it if I don't like the way it sits in the front. But I think the back is going to be pretty good. It's going to drop a pretty good amount. Like right there is fully extended, and I'm thinking that the center of this might move up to like right here somewhere once I lower everything and put the suspension, the load on it. So I think the wheels should be pretty close, like around here somewhere, because it's going to be like the same what I have on my truck. And on my truck, it's got the same wheel size that's going to be on this, and the same drop. So I'm going to finish up here and I guess start putting in the door speakers and cleaning up my mess with the suspension. Let's see. And yeah, I guess we'll put in the door speakers next, and then work on the radio, and then test it out, see how good it sounds.